Hey everyone, welcome to quarantine day. I got no idea, right? So I just got done going live with Duke 15Q, an organization that I absolutely love. And we talked all things IEPs, all the things that we've been talking here about what to do about services now, what to do about virtual IEP meetings, what to do about services later. And I had some really great questions come through on that event. And I wanted to talk to you about one of the questions that came up when it comes to data. And what are we going to do about regression? And what are we going to do when it comes to the time that we go back to school and things are different? So there's not a whole lot of answers that are going to be concrete. If anybody's telling you this is exactly how it's going to be when we get back to school, that's garbage because nobody knows. But what I can tell you is that after doing this for 20 years, and by doing this, I mean working for you. I work for parents, teachers, admins, therapists, I work for school districts and individuals on really building IEPs that are meaningful, that are appropriate, that prepare a child for further education, employment, and independent living. And we do it based on facts, not feelings. And there's a lot going on right now. Hey, Sheila, I see you there. She says, hey, from Brooklyn. Stay safe, be well, Sheila, out there in Brooklyn. So there's a lot of talk about, when my child gets back to school, and they've regressed, I'm going to make sure to get services to make up for that. All right. Now, here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, you know what? The school district owes me. My child was left behind. I get that. All right. This is a big topic that we're going to be talking about for a long time. But I want to give you an action step that you can do today. And this is so we're not throwing, teachers and therapists and school districts under the bus when the time comes. I know a lot of you guys just said, I don't care. I want to throw the district under the bus. They left my child behind. They're not prepared for it. Nobody was prepared for this. Nobody could have anticipated this. But the teachers they're trying, right? They're trying. And here's the thing. Parents, I want you to think about it from this perspective just for a minute. Do you think that a teacher who worked really hard to help your child make progress wants your child to regress? No. Now remember, I'm a special needs sibling, but I was also a special education teacher. And I will tell you, one of the most devastating things is when your student that you helped make progress regresses. And that happens for various reasons, right? I had a student that got sick for a while and couldn't come to school for a while, or went through some kind of social emotional struggles and they lost some of their other skills temporarily. So there's definitely this worry about, payback, right? Like there's going to be payback. And I get it. We're like grieving and stuff too. I get it. There's a lot of stuff. Molly says, totally, you look amazing. Girl. I had my crying meltdown this morning, but I had to go live, this afternoon. I've been in the same boat as everybody else, but I got to show up here for you guys, and I want to show up here for you guys because we are in this together. So Molly, this was the morning time was not like this. So Loopy says, I am not counting on the district. I'm doing what I can at home now. Absolutely. So, but here's what I want you to do. Okay, here's your action step. Your action step is you have got to get baseline data of what your child knows now. So when you have discussions later, even if you're not like, I want compensatory services, which are like made up services, okay? Like made up, not as in fake, made up as in making up for missed services, okay? Listen to the difference of this conversation. There's going to be 99% of the parents. You guys are the 1% because you're here and you're not going to do this, okay? But 99% of the parents who are angry, upset, and going to go to the school system are going to say, I feel like my child lost their reading skills. Or they're going to say, I know that my child lost reading skills. And that's going to be their negotiation. I feel like it, or I know. And the district's going to say, well, we did our best. And, based on the information that we have, we're just going to move forward from where we're at. Okay. Now listen to this other side of the conversation. The other side, this is like conversation B here. When my child left school, they knew 65 sight words. And right now, my child knows 40 sight words. What can we do to work together to gain back those 25 sight words that were lost? That's a huge difference, right? You owe me reading services versus we're missing 25 sight words that we need to catch back up on. It's like night and day. School district over here. Okay. Another parent who knows that we did wrong, and we know that we didn't do a great job, and we did the best that we could, and nobody was prepared, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to deal with this right now. I'll deal with that email or that phone call later. Versus dealing with, okay, we got 25 sight words. All right, teacher, therapist, team, what do we got? We got 25 sight words we need to make up. How do we do that? Totally different game plan. Completely different. This is the stuff that we're talking about inside of the special ed inner circle. I'm going to encourage you guys. I want to help you get through this with smart, actionable, easy steps that are going to make your life easier now. It's going to make you, lose some of this stress over what am I going to do? It's going to help you sleep. It's going to help you go back to school with a conversation that makes sense. So teachers, if you're listening to this, you're welcome in the inner circle too. Anybody who sits at an IEP table is welcome inside of the special ed inner circle. So just go specialedinnercircle.com. You're going to get a free IEP checklist. I'm going to tell you about the inner circle, and you're going to get action steps just like this through this crisis and beyond. Rachel says, how do you get teachers to work with a parent and use parent involvement without filing state complaint for violation of parent involvement? So here's the thing. Number one is that you have to use your parent input statement on your IEP effectively. That is something that I teach in the inner circle. It is not a dumping ground for complaints. It is not about listing everything that's wrong. Your parent input statement needs to be based on what you see as the vision for your child, the big goals for your child when it comes to academics, social, emotional, self-regulation, communication, technology. All these things go into a parent input statement, and that becomes the real starting point of your involvement. Then you have to keep a strong paper trail. And a lot of times, like there's a couple of states, I won't name them right now, but there's a couple of states that we use timelines quite often, meaning that a parent is trying to participate and it's not a two-way communication. So we use a timeline of like, this is when the email was sent, this is when the voicemail was left, this is what was communicated, this is what's going on. But you have to get your parent input statement very clear, very succinct into that IEP. Rachel, I'd love to have you come into specialedinnercircle.com and let me walk you through that parent input statement, because crafting that right now is absolutely possible even with school shut down. So in having that vision, updated based on our current crisis is critical. Let's see. Rachel says, I've searched all over my daughter's IEP and cannot find a parent input statement. There you go. I promise you it's in there. And all states, what I'm sharing with you is it's a federal guideline of what's in an IEP. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not practicing the law. There's my disclaimer. Okay. I'm just telling you where to look. And there's absolutely, so it'll say something like parent educational concerns. A lot of times the way that the pages get printed out, it's like on the bottom and nothing was filled in. So then it gets lost between two pages. And sometimes there's a parent input statement and it says like see notes attached. And then there's parent involvement there. There is a section. And if it's not clear, number one, ask your teacher, where's the parent input section? Where's my voice in here? Like, where's the section that the parents fill out? And like I said, a lot of times it's just called parent educational concerns. And then, so ask the team where that's at. I will tell you, remember, I said I was a teacher, and Rachel says I'm crazy. This is crazy. I'm determined to find it. Yes, go find it. Okay. So this is something that as a teacher, and I have multiple teaching degrees, and I have a master's degree, and I went into, be a teacher. And I was never taught about parent input statements at the level that I teach them. So I teach this to parents, teachers, admins, therapists, right? all inside of the inner circle. I teach them about this parent input statement that is critical, because here's the thing. Let me just lay it out for you. Let's just talk a little bit today, okay? I'm a special needs sibling, which means I grew up with a special needs mom, which means that we all know if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. So when I became a special education teacher, I was like, what does mom want? Now, that doesn't mean that I can give mom everything that she wanted, like moms of my students, right? I couldn't give them everything. I couldn't absolutely. Let's see. Molly says they do not teach any of this to us when we go through college courses for special ed. I know. Molly's actually a master IEP coach. So she's learning this on a whole new level so she can help her own, students and families, and then also help other people. So if anybody's curious about that, that's at masteriepcoach.com. So you'd want to hop into there. That's learning like the advanced level. So you help not just yourself, but other people in there. Let's see. Rachel says, virtual IEP yesterday. Does staff send email or mail notes to me? Yes. And if you have to ask for them, just go for it. But 100%, there is no difference between what's required in a virtual IEP meeting versus what's required in an in-person meeting, which means you should get copies of everything. Absolutely. You should have that. All right, so back to this. So here's how come I got obsessed with parent input statements. If I could say to a parent, what do you need from me? Like, what would make your life easier at home? First of all, parents, can you imagine if a teacher said that to you? What can I do to make your life easier at home? What do you need your child to do? I still teach this strategy to this day inside the inner circle of how to break this down. The parents were like, what? Like, you want to help me? Yes, I do. Yeah, I've got curriculum standards to follow. Yeah, I've got administration breathing down my neck about stuff. But here's the thing. This is about you, your child, and what do you guys need? So let me help you. What do you need? Well, I really need my child to be able to occupy themselves so I can cook dinner. I mean, if I could just get 10 minutes to cook dinner without being interrupted, that would be great. And I'm like, okay, so we want your child to work independently for 10 minutes. Hang on, let me get some baseline data. Take some baseline data. I realize the child can only work independently for maybe 90 seconds without needing redirection. 10 minutes would have been a big goal. So we break that down. And all of a sudden, I've got goals for staying on task independently in the IEP when really that's driven by mom wants to cook dinner. Okay? So there's ways to bring this together. This time at home is huge for you to figure out how to build parent input statements. And like I said, teachers, I'm talking to you too. I'm telling you, as life as a teacher, when you figure this part out, your job becomes easier. All right. And you can start doing these things right now. You can start coaching parents on how to promote independent play with motivator and reward schedules. You're trained in that. You can do that. All right. So that said, it's true. I've been in the field a long time and I'm still learning such powerful things from Catherine. You bet. Thank you. So she's also a master IEP coach. Again, that's at masteriepcoach.com. So this is the stuff that simplifies special education, and it's the holes in the process. And we can work that out. We can figure those out. I've been, I don't break the rules. I find the holes and then we fill them in. So it's a smoother process of everybody working together. Okay. And it's totally 100% possible. I will show you how. I will give you the tools. I'll give you a checklist that you print out that you're like, does my parent input statement have this? You don't even have to come up with all of it by yourself. Okay. I'm going to help you do that. And you come into the inner circle and you're going to be around like-minded people. So this means like, who's in a Facebook group about special education that they probably shouldn't be in? Because all there is negativity. Get out. All right. Just get out of that one. Come into the inner circle. Because we don't think that everything's like sunshine and unicorns and rainbows. All right. We know that there's difficulties. We also know that we're not going to sit around and complain about it all day. That we have steps that we can take to move forward. And that's when things are like in our normal, which is probably we're not going to go back to that. I hope not, right? We have an opportunity to change special education forever right now. But right now, teachers are still working, admins are still working, meetings are still happening. Things are moving behind the scenes, but you have to know what you can do right now to make sure when we go back to school at some point, who knows when, that you're prepped with the best information. So again, remember we talked those 2 conversations. I feel like my child regressed. I know my child regressed. There's that conversation that the district's going to be like, 99% of the parents are saying that. Like, we know, we can't deal with that right now. Versus the parent who's going to have the information of when my child left school, they knew 65 sight words, and right now they know 40 sight words. What do we do to gain those 25 sight words back? The conversations are night and day. The results are going to be night and day of the attention that you get. Let me help you. Come into the special ed inner circle. I hope you guys are staying safe. Be well. And remember, above all, you as a whole person and your child as a whole person are most important right now. Absolutely. Take care of yourselves first. We need you guys to be healthy and well, and then we can jump into all of this special education stuff together. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon.